Hi everyone, welcome back to my weekly meal plan. If you're new here, each week I just share with you guys what is on my meal plan for the upcoming week for my family. I just pretty much plan dinners. I don't really plan for breakfast or lunch. This meal plan starts on Saturdays. It comes out every Wednesday. That way, if you were going to follow any of it or make any of these recipes, you'd have enough time to get your grocery list together. The reason I do this meal planning as part of a frugal podcast is that I think meal planning is really important for saving money on groceries, wasting less food, and it also just makes your life a lot easier knowing what you're going to have each night during the week. That's how I do it. I do it where I'm actually literally making what I have on my plan. I'm making it that night. I don't really stray from that unless we have something going on or something changes where I just can't do it that night or we have too much leftovers from another meal or whatever. But I know some people kind of also just like to have kind of like a plan for meals and then just kind of pick that night what they're going to make. But it's more just about having the meals that you're going to make for the week and having the food on hand. So this meal plan starts on Saturday, May 7th. And on Saturday, I am making Italian baked eggplant, which is from allrecipes.com. So this recipe is called Italian baked eggplant, but it's actually, the eggplant is actually fried first, and then you bake it in the oven, with the sauce and the cheese. I'm just pointing that out because there are some baked eggplant recipes where you don't ever even fry the eggplant. I haven't really found a good one yet that I really liked. I just feel like eggplant, to me, seems like something that has to be fried for it to come out good in like an eggplant parm. I definitely do like chicken parm, just totally baked, and I do pork chops totally baked and things like that. But for some reason, to me, the eggplant needs to be fried for it to come out like how I consider like eggplant parm to taste good. And this recipe does have a tomato sauce recipe as part of the recipe, but I don't actually use that, so I can't comment on how that is. Usually for this one, I'm usually trying to cook fairly quickly, so I'll probably just use a jarred sauce. And sometimes I do make a homemade sauce, but it's a separate recipe that I have for like a simple marinara sauce that I would normally make if I was going to do homemade. And then on the side with that, we're going to do baked ziti, which is from allrecipes.com. And that is just a really simple, ziti tossed with ricotta cheese and mozzarella, egg, and the sauce, and then just baked in the oven. So what I do is I bake that in the oven while I'm cooking the eggplant. That way, as soon as the ziti is done, I could take that out and then get the eggplant right in. The timing's a little bit off, but the ziti is supposed to sit for at least 15 minutes before you serve it anyway. And the eggplant, I think, cooks for like about, a half hour or so in the oven just to kind of melt everything together. So that is Saturday. Sunday, I actually don't have a meal planned because we're going to be ordering in. Sunday will be Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. So I am not cooking on Sunday. We're going to do a Mother's Day meal, although as of right now, at least one of my daughters is working, and then the other one I'm assuming will be working, so I'll probably be driving back and forth all day, picking them up and dropping them off. They're working on the weekends now. Until we get closer to summer with their summer jobs. So anyway, we're not cooking on Sunday. So Monday is our hamburger night. We do hamburgers every other Monday. So I don't really have a recipe for the hamburgers. I just get ground beef and make it into hamburger patties. Sometimes I'll put some of the McCormick hamburger seasoning on it, which is really good, but sometimes I just go real basic and I literally just cook the hamburger patties. And that's it. Like I just cook them into patties, fry them up, put them on a plate, and that's done. And then I'm also making with that homemade black bean veggie burgers, which is also from allrecipes.com. And this is for my daughter. One of my daughters doesn't eat meat. Well, she eats fish. She's a pescatarian. I always say on here she's a vegetarian, but she's really a pescatarian. So she doesn't eat the hamburgers. So I make these black bean veggie burgers for her sometimes when we're making hamburgers. And they're really quick. I actually skip some of the ingredients. It calls for like onion and bell pepper and lots of things like that. I just do really basic, and I just basically do the black beans with the breadcrumbs and the egg, and then just kind of throw some seasoning in there and bake it in the oven. So that's that. And then we're just going to do a can of pork and beans and oven fresh seasoned potato wedges, which is also from allrecipes.com. It's a good side dish to go with the hamburgers, and you pretty much just cut up the potatoes in wedges, throw them in a Ziploc bag and toss them around with some olive oil, Parmesan cheese, and some seasoning, and then you just bake them in the oven. They come out really good to go with the hamburgers. I'll probably not make them as much as we get more into the warmer weather, just because you do have to bake them in the oven for quite a while, but we're still making them as of right now. Tuesday, we're doing tacos. Really no recipe here. I just take ground turkey. Of course, you could use whatever meat you like to use and just season it. I actually don't even use a taco seasoning mix. What I've been doing lately is I just season it with some seasoned salt and some chili powder, and it seems to come out good that way, and I don't have to worry about having taco seasoning on hand. And then I just put out all the lettuce, tomato. I sometimes put out refried beans for my daughter who doesn't eat the meat. She'll eat the refried beans as like her taco filling, and then some cheese and sour cream and all that kind of stuff. So that is for Tuesday. Wednesday, we're doing fried flounder. We've kind of gotten into a routine now where we're making this every 2 weeks. It's just kind of a simple meal. And my husband really likes seafood, so we're kind of been rotating in the fried flounder as a more regular meal. I don't really have a recipe for that one. I just buy the flounder in like the frozen kind in a bag like that you would get at like BJ's or Costco or whatever. And I just dip it in egg and bread it and fry it. And the one thing I have found is that if you put the oil on a higher setting and really like kind of brown the flounder like as soon as it gets in the pan, it makes it much easier to flip, because I used to have a really hard time with cooking flounder where it would like be falling apart as I was trying to flip it over. But if you kind of just like get the oil a little bit hotter, it seems to make it easier to flip it over without it like coming apart. And then on the side with that, we're going to do 5-ingredient instant pot mac and cheese, which is from foodnetwork.com. And that is a quick instant pot mac and cheese where you literally just put 4 cups of water, 4 cups of elbows in the Instant Pot, put it on the 4-minute setting, and when it's done, you add a can of evaporated milk and cheddar cheese and mix it together, and that's it. You have mac and cheese. So if you have an Instant Pot, that's a really quick, easy mac and cheese recipe. And then I'm just going to do like a bag of frozen vegetables on the side, maybe some kind of steam fresh type vegetable or something like that. I usually always keep on hand in the freezer. Thursday, we're going to do Instant Pot split pea soup, which is from foodnetwork.com. If you like split pea soup and you've never made it in the Instant Pot, and if you have an Instant Pot, I would definitely recommend trying it. If you've made split pea soup on the stovetop before, it takes forever for the beans to cook. They come out perfect and so quick in the Instant Pot. So that's what we're doing for Thursday, and I'm just making grilled cheese on the side with that. We usually do either some type of soup and grilled cheese on Thursdays or breakfast for dinner, because that's the night that I go food shopping, and I just try and make the dinner kind of as quick and easy as possible on that night, since I have to go food shopping, come home and put all the groceries away also. So that's for Thursday. So Friday is the last day of the meal plan, and for this Friday we have mushroom pork chops, which is from allrecipes.com. This is a recipe where you basically just take pork chops and you saute up fresh mushrooms, and then you like cook the pork chops in them, and then you add a can of cream of mushroom soup to kind of make like a gravy with it. And then I usually just serve that with buttered egg noodles, and I'm gonna also do air fryer Brussels sprouts, which are from allrecipes.com. The Brussels sprouts come out really good in the air fryer if you haven't made that before, and if you have an air fryer. If you don't, you could just obviously just roast them in the oven. So that is it for this week. I hope this episode was helpful to you. If you have any tips or suggestions or comments for me for any reason, you can reach me at facebook.com/lolasfrugallife. You can also email me at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this show and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Also, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a rating review, a 5-star rating, or if you would like to write a review, that would be awesome too. But even if you just want to do the star rating, it's supposed to be really super helpful in having the show found in search results. So that would be a big help to me. And oh, I forgot to mention the user group. We also have a private listeners group, which is at facebook.com/groups/Lola's Frugal Life. We have a really nice group of people there. I'd love to have you join us. So if you submit a request, I will approve it as soon as I see it, which is usually every day. I pretty much check the site every day. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have a really awesome day.